guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. It's Friday, not been in from work. I have got to go back out again. So I'm just doing a quick filter clean in here, clean all these out. One thing I do want to do is in the green vat. You remember I had this thing in the bottom and I drilled some big holes in there to give it a bit more flow. I'm still not happy with it. So what I did was I've made a new one with this. You see that bit of plastic, the perspex, and some plastic mesh. All I've done is CT'd it to the bottom, so that'll give it plenty of flow, and obviously the big fish and the showers and that are not gonna, that's not gonna hurt them to go through those, and hopefully by the time these ones are big enough to go into that vat, they'll be fine with that as well. I can always stick some finer mesh on the, or get another piece and overlap it on the bottom to make it smaller again. I'm just hoping I've done it the right size. I did measure it, and hopefully put this together and check. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, perfect, same size as the other one. So because I've got my measurements wrong, so I want to get that in there. I'm just topping up at the moment. What I might do over the weekend, once I get back from work, if it's not too late over the weekend, what I want to do, I want to get the bowl out. I'm actually going to bowl up some of these fry, so I can have a bit of a closer look at them, see if we can find out what varieties we've got, and you'll see the various sizes I've got as well, because they do vary from sort of that size to sort of that size at the moment. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what I've got. Obviously I'm not going to get them all in the bowl, I'm not going to be able to catch them all, but I can get some in there and we'll have a look over the weekend. So it's just a quick one for today, but we've got more to do over the weekend obviously. Yeah, so just topping these up, I'm going to get this grid in the bottom, get it back up and running, and I'm going to go out. So hopefully I shall catch you over the weekend, if not, it'll be in a week. So back with you soon. Okay guys, it's now Sunday. I didn't get to do anything yesterday, at work all day yesterday, so I didn't get a chance. But what I want to do today is my fry. Now, before now, I would have done a selection already. Before now, I'd have gone through them all and gone through any deformities and the really, really small ones, things like that, and they would have been removed and selected out. But as you know, I had some major problems and I lost quite a few of them, so I haven't done that. So what I want to do today is I want to go through them today. It's going to be a slightly different selection than what I suppose I should be doing, because I've lost so many. What I want to do today is I'm going to go through them, check them over. Any with deformities I think will be removed, and any really, really small ones, because there's some real small ones still that I just don't think are going to grow, they will be removed. But the ones that are slightly bigger, still quite small, I think I'm going to keep and see what happens with them, and hopefully I can grow them a bit more, because I've lost so many, to be honest. I think if I hadn't lost them, I would have had, I don't know, probably about 80 left after a selection, maybe something like that. But no, I've got less than that in there now. So we're going to go through them, have a look at them. Don't know if I'm going to tell what they are yet. I am new to this. Whether I can tell what they're actually going to be or turn into, I don't know. Hopefully you may have been doing it a lot longer, some of you out there, and you may be able to tell me what they are if I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm going to do that today. As I said, they're going to be slightly small misses, I think, or I think I really are too small. I think I'm going to put them in the main pond, and it's going to be survived of the fittest. They may survive the small ones, and if they do, there you go, got another fish, but we'll have to see. If not, they won't survive, obviously. So it's going to be awkward to catch them, I think. So I'm going to get my stuff together and see what I can get in the bowl, and then we'll go from there. So I'll get my stuff together and I'm back with you. Okay guys, so this is everything in the one bowl for now, and as you can see there's various sizes. I'll say that's the biggest one there, and one of the smallest, you can see him's little orange one. It's a tiny little thing. Can't see him now, he's that small. There he is. Just in that corner down there, tiny little thing. So there's varied sizes. Now, as I said, normally I'd have done a selection before now and gone through with deformities and things like that, and got rid of some of the really small ones, moved them on. But what I'm going to do, even some of the smallish ones looking quite nice, so the very small ones like that little orange one I just showed you, which is just over there at the moment, don't think he's really going to do anything at that size, so he'll probably go, and I'll go through any deformities, things like that. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to sort through them. I'm going to stick them in that bowl in there, and I can count up exactly what's going back into the vat, and then I can move the others over and sort those out afterwards. But there's some really nice looking fish in here. There's that one there, a bit of ginrin on it. I think there's looks like could be a couple of showers in here as well. Some herowhackers. So I can get a bit of, if I can get in, stand in the sun maybe. Can have a look at some of them. So that one there, I think it's got a deformed gill plate. That little one. And then we've got, unfortunately, stuff like that, look. His tail has got a major deformity on that one. So I'm going to go through them, and then we'll move them over into the bowl, the ones we're going to keep in the vat. So let me get this sorted and we'll come back. Okay, so we'll start going through them. Put them all back in. As long as there's no major deformities, I think we'll be okay with them. Okay guys, so that's the selection done. Like I said, done exactly what I'm looking for. All I looked for this time was any deformities, things like that, any major deformities, and I went on size really, got the really small ones. Unfortunately, I did have to dispatch 4 that had quite severe deformities, and I just don't think that would have made it. Wouldn't have been nice to keep them the way they were, so I dispatched those, and I think there was about half a dozen that were a bit small, and I put them in the main pond. They may survive of the fittest, I don't know, but they just weren't doing any good in here, so they've been moved out into the main pond and see what happens. So I'll spin you around and then I'll show you what we've got left in the bowl. Okay, so this is what we've got left. There is still some small ones in there like this one here, but unfortunately I lost so many to start with that issue I had. That one's about huge. So yeah, I may not have selected properly, body shape and everything else. As I said, I was just going on get rid of the really minute ones and any major deformities. So we'll see how they go. So I'm just waiting now for the water to equalise a little bit in between here and the pond, because I've done a major water change, so I don't want to shock them before it's something too cold. So just waiting for that to equalise up a little bit, and then we'll get them back in. Okay guys, so they're all back in here now. I've had a count up, and in fact I'm actually pleasantly surprised. As I said, some of them are not the smallest, not the biggest, but hopefully they'll still grow a little bit, get some growth on them. I've actually counted as I put them back in, and I got 97, which really has surprised me. I purchased 100, so there must have been a lot more than 100 in that bag. Because I estimate I lost, over that week or so, a good 20 to 30 at least in total. So I'm going to be closer to the 150 in that bag. Yes, some of them in the bag were really minute. I know it's difficult for them to count. They can't count everything out when they put them here, put them in the bags and stuff and sell them, but I am pleasantly surprised. Yes, if I hadn't, I'd lost so many, which was fault of my own, I'm sure of it, with that rust. If I hadn't lost any, I could have been close to 150. And I know some of the ones I did lose, but were nice looking fish. So I'm pleasantly surprised with what I got left. 97 is a good amount to keep. Like I say, I've fortunately had to dispatch a few, but I have put some into the main pond. That see how they get on. If they survive, fantastic. Yeah, but I'm absolutely over the moon. I've still got 97 fry. And like I say, since I found the issue, I haven't lost any. I lost the one, I should say, which did have wasn't a wellfish, did have a deformity. So yeah, absolutely gobsmacked that I've got 97 left. So as you can see, I'm smiling. So yeah, 97, a good amount from what happened. So I know I keep repeating it, but I'm just gobsmacked I got so many. I thought I'd have around the 60 to 70 mark, somewhere around there. So yeah, obviously over the moon. So yeah, fantastic. Right, because I've done such a major water change, the temperature has really dropped in there. So I have got the heater back on, so I'm just closing the lid for an hour or so just to try and get the temperature back up a little bit. And once it's back up, I'll open it up for the rest of the day. But it is now Sunday. This goes out on the Friday, so tomorrow and Sunday, which is the 28th, I think, 28th, 29th, something like that, the weekend anyway, is the Newark show. Yes, I am hoping to go. Don't know what day because I have got to work, so I'm going to try and get a day off. I think, looking at it, I might be able to go on the Saturday. I may be able to get out what I've got to do on the Saturday and work on the Sunday. So anyway, if you do go, come on, you see me there, come over and see me. If you don't want to speak to me, just come over and say hello to Bisley, because he is the star. He's the one who gets all the fuss, and rightly so. Yeah, so that's it for now. So until the next one, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for your notifications. Hop on over to Facebook. Where are we? Facebook here. Hop over to Facebook and catch me out on there. So until the next one, hopefully see you at the show. Stay safe. Jobs are good.